everyone, my name is Divya Jain. I am a sports psychologist. Welcome to Sports Psych 101, where we discuss one mental training technique that elite athletes use to improve their performance to reach that peak performance. Today, we're going to be talking about how athletes can manage their energy levels during the competition. And here I'm talking about the emotional or the psychological energy that's a part of the game. Now, in any high pressure competition, any big event like the Olympic Games, it's normal for all players to feel some sense of stress, some sense of pressure. But as we've already discussed, stress in itself is not a bad thing. Stress in itself is not a negative thing. Stress is simply our body's response to a difficult situation. It's the adrenaline pumping through our body to make us stronger. Now, what happens is that when this stress energizes us, for some people, this can be a positive experience. It can help them feel stronger, more powerful, more in control of the situation. For others, however, it can be a bit overwhelming and it can actually reduce the performance by, making us a bit jittery, having the heart rate increase a bit, losing focus, getting a bit tense. So, what we need to do is understand what this energy is and how we can actually control it to get the best result. Now, partly this would depend on the sport that we're playing. So, in a sport that requires a lot of strength, a lot of energy, having a higher level, being more pumped up, being psyched up, as they call it, can be more effective. So, if you look at combat sports like boxing or taekwondo, if you look at a sprint, this same stress or the same energy can help power us through. However, if you're looking at a precision sport, something that requires you to be still, let's say like shooting, where you have to shoot between the span of two heartbeats, having a slower heartbeat, being calmer, being more relaxed, so our arms are more steady, is going to be more helpful. So, partly you need to understand what stage of the game you're at, what the nature of the game is, and then see what kind of energy it is that you need. But more than that, more than just the nature of the game, it's also each individual player and their preference that determines what kind of energy they should have. So, some people do better when they're psyched up. Some people do better when they're psyched down. So, who does how well under pressure? What's the level of energy? What's the level of arousal that you require to perform well is something that each player needs to decide for themselves. That's why this is actually called an individual zone of optimal functioning, where each player decides what kind of state they need to be in to perform to their absolute best abilities. Now, the good news is that whatever your preference would be, it's possible for you to achieve that by being able to modulate the arousal or the energy levels that you're experiencing. So, some techniques to psych up, to build up your energy. One would be to change your breathing pattern such that you're breathing more rapidly, right? Another would be having more intensity in your body language, jumping up and down a little bit, moving a bit faster, having imagery that energizes you, that motivates you, imagining the crowds cheering for you, for example, imagining yourself, visualizing yourself almost as an animal, probably, a cheetah that's running, that's sprinting. That's something that can really energize you. Some keywords like, staying pumped or being energized, these are keywords that can also help you get into that higher state of arousal. The kind of music you listen to can also have an impact. So if you're listening to really motivational, pumped up music with a high rhythm, that's also going to get your heart rate pumping a little bit more. That's going to get you energized. Team huddles can be a very effective way of doing the same thing. Now, on the other hand, if you want to psych down, which is you want to reduce your energy levels, you have to somewhat the opposite. So if you're talking about keywords, you talk about words like calm, relaxed, easy, still, steady. These words will help you calm down. If we're talking about imagery, we use more relaxing imagery. So you use imageries like your relaxing place or your happy place, where you imagine yourself probably in the lush green forest, on a beach, something that calms you down, something that makes you feel more relaxed. You change your breathing patterns. This time you do deeper breaths, slow your heart rate, slow your breathing down. So longer exhalations are going to help you calm down, tell your body that it's time to actually relax. It will reduce your heart rate. Also, you can also use some muscle relaxation, which is where you tense up your muscles and slowly release them systematically, one muscle group by another. So that will also give your body that sense of relaxation. Music again is effective, but rather than using high energy, pumped up music, we listen to more calming, more relaxing music that helps us reduce our arousal level. So, as you can see, there are ways that you can psych up, there are ways that you can psych down. What you need to do is understand what it is that works well for you and use the strategies accordingly to be able to control your energy levels.